Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update. Additionally, consider subscribing to my Patreon to get access to these features, and much more. A group of us lounged by the pool, soaking up the sun during a break from the ongoing seminars and gatherings. I had been to 12 of these conventions, aimed at providing a safe space for transgender individuals to connect and relax. Among us was a family, a mom, dad, and a 14-year-old boy. They seemed ordinary enough, but the boy's gaze lingered on us with a mixture of curiosity and excitement. Despite being in the water, he couldn't seem to take his eyes off us. His mother struck up a conversation, asking about our lives and families. She was surprised to learn that we were all happily married with stable jobs and children, and that our gender expression didn't interfere with any of that. One of my friends described it as harmless. As her son joined us, he began asking questions about our experiences, revealing that he, too, was transgender, though still hidden and apprehensive about it. It was clear to us that one day, the girl inside him would emerge, whether society was ready for it or not. His hair, a shimmering blonde, cascaded just below his ears, and his skin appeared smooth all over. I exchanged a knowing glance with my friend Ashley, who confirmed with a nod that she noticed it too. "Is applying makeup difficult?" the boy inquired. "I mean, does it take a lot of effort?" "Not really," I replied, adding with a playful tone, "I bet you'd look so stunning that the girls at your school would be envious." I aimed to provoke a reaction, and I got one, but it wasn't from the boy or his mother. Instead, his father chimed in. "You folks have the physique for it. Kenny is so slender that it might not work," Jim remarked. "Well, I disagree, Jim. Kenny could make a very attractive girl," his mother asserted firmly. A hush fell over the area after her statement. We all knew that the boy had the potential to blossom into a lovely young woman, but it was understood that none of us would broach the subject or offer assistance unless one or both of his parents were present. It was out of the question. "I'm game to give it a shot, Dad. Judging by how they present themselves, who knows, maybe they're onto something," Kenny asserted. "Are you sure about this? You'd be okay with being dressed up as a girl?" his father questioned. "We're on vacation, Dad, and far from home. Why not give it a try?" The boy seemed to be teasing his father, hoping to coax him into agreement just to prove him wrong. That's when I intervened, mentioning to the parents that considering the boy's size, it was unlikely any of us had clothing that would fit him. However, his mother suggested there was a nearby supermarket where we could find what we needed. She offered to accompany one of us to buy the necessary items and agreed to let us give her son a makeover. Almost simultaneously, Ashley and I agreed, and we set off to prepare. An hour later, Ashley, Kenny, his mother, and I were at the supermarket. It was a breeze. We found a black skirt with small red flowers, a red off-the-shoulder t-shirt, an A-cup bra, some low black heels, and pantyhose. Makeup wouldn't pose a problem. I whispered to Kenny's mother, and she smiled and nodded. Taking Kenny aside from Ashley and me, she helped us pick out a silver metallic sheath dress for him. With twin straps over each shoulder and a square-cut neckline, paired with silver shoes, this kid was going to turn heads. As soon as we got back to the hotel, the mother told her husband that we had invited them to join us that night for our dinner. We had a band scheduled, along with a talent show, and that Kenny would make his first appearance at the dinner that night. We took the mother and Kenny to my room for his makeover. I had him wear only his briefs, then wet his hair and started to put in a few rollers while Ashley set out the makeup. His skin was clear and pale, so he did not need a lot, just a touch. In fact, we didn't even use any foundation on him. Just powder, blusher, eyeshadow, eyeliner, and lipstick. His mother handed Kenny a pair of panties, which made him blush, but as she turned around, he took off the briefs, pulled on the panties, and without a word, tucked his tiny member out of sight. He was definitely one of us. Ashley did his makeup, then his mother helped him with the bra, starting to stuff the cups with tissue until I handed her some small silicone forms, the cheap ones. They were perfect on his frame. We provided him with guidance on how to put on the pantyhose, But it was evident he hardly needed it, and I'm certain his mother noticed that too. Using a folded washcloth, I padded his hips, creating a perfect proportion for his age and size. As I slipped the silver dress over his head and zipped it up, he radiated youth and beauty without question. After removing the rollers, I used a curling iron to fashion a wavy bob that suited him perfectly. Silver chandelier earrings and a bracelet completed the ensemble before he stepped into the shoes. His mother seemed stunned as she gazed at him from head to toe, murmuring, "Oh my," while Ashley attended to his nails. A bit of filing followed by a delicate pink polish. After a spritz of perfume, I handed him the lipstick. When he looked in the mirror, it would mark the first time he saw himself as a girl, at least in this manner. We watched as he hesitated for a moment, then, with a practiced ease, he applied the lipstick to his lips and spotted the gloss on the counter, deciding to add that too. "Sophia," he declared without hesitation. "You can call me Sophia. Your father is going to be surprised when he sees you, coo." "Sophia. Yeah, I'm aware. This is amazing, Mom. I'm loving it. Perhaps we should let Sophia stay here with us while you go change for dinner. We need to prepare ourselves too, and I think Sophia should make a grand entrance tonight. What do you think?" She glanced at Ashley and me, realizing we wouldn't take long to get ready, and nodded. As she departed, Ashley followed suit. Ashley would prepare first while Sophia stayed with me, then switch roles as I readied myself. It took about an hour altogether. I opted for a white silk jacket dress paired with white heels, while Ashley chose a red sequined dress matched with red patent leather heels. With Sophia in tow, we descended in the elevator and walked through a group of players from a fast-pitch softball league also staying at the hotel. Every one of those boys had their gaze fixed on Sophia, and she was well aware of it. A quick smile and shy glance from her as we passed them, flawless. She even had the demeanor down perfectly. "Ready?" I asked, and we entered the dining room. As we entered, all eyes turned toward us. Sophia appeared notably young, clearly not old enough to be part of our convention. Yet, positioned between Ashley and me, it was evident to everyone that Sophia was a boy. Her father rose from his seat as he caught sight of his son, now dressed as a girl, for the first time. I could almost hear him swallow nervously as she stood before him. "Hi, Daddy. So, what do you think?" "Her name is Sophia, dear," her mother clarified. Sophia sat beside her mother, with me on her left, followed by her father and Ashley. Every movement, gesture, and hand action exuded femininity to such an extent that had I not assisted in her transformation, I might not have recognized her. Sophia possessed the gifts of youth, beauty, longing, and now, the ability to embody femininity, and she was fully aware of it. Her face beamed with a constant smile, radiating sheer delight. With each motion, Sophia sparkled in the dim light, the shimmering metallic dress glowing like a beacon, accentuating her petite yet elegant figure. She seemed to be in her element, playfully teasing her father until I leaned in and whispered in her ear. "Sophia, we all appreciate your enjoyment of being a girl, and you look adorable, but if you continue to provoke your father, how long do you think he'll tolerate it?" That snapped her to attention, and from then on, she behaved like a perfect young lady. As the evening progressed, and since I was scheduled to speak, I had Sophia stand up and join me at center stage. There, I informed everyone that the beautiful young woman standing before them was the same young man they had seen earlier that day. With his parents' consent, we had given him a makeover. The revelation brought the crowd to their feet, applauding and cheering. After allowing Sophia to return to the table, I observed her movements as she walked back, gracefully swaying her hips like a natural-born girl. She was ours now, though she always had been in a way. The party continued, and later, as the band started playing, Sophia's parents took to the dance floor. It was then that a young man approached our table, looking neat in jeans and a shirt, a wide smile lighting up his face. "Excuse me, would you like to dance?" He wasn't addressing me. I was old enough to be his grandmother. His gaze was fixed squarely on Sophia. A momentary flicker of fear crossed her face before she smiled at the boy and accepted his hand. Glancing over, I noticed her father watching Sophia intently as she allowed the boy to lead her onto the dance floor. Sophia appeared unfazed, not a hint of worry in her demeanor. After one dance, she returned to our table while the young man made his way to the exit. Her father seemed on the verge of saying something, but her mother intervened, restraining him. Sophia remained blissfully unaware of the turmoil she had stirred in her father. Twice more that night, the same young man approached Sophia for a dance, and twice more she agreed. By the end of the party, Sophia was on cloud nine, her mother appearing bewildered, and her father perplexed. We bid each other good night and retired to our rooms, not expecting to encounter Sophia again. The following morning, Ashley and I were having breakfast when I spotted a familiar blonde head passing by. It belonged to a young girl, clad in a short black miniskirt adorned with red flowers, a red off-the-shoulder top, impeccable makeup, and low black heels. Her parents followed closely behind as they found a table and placed their breakfast order. Sophia had somehow persuaded her parents to let her dress as a girl for another day. I couldn't help but wonder how she had managed it. As we left, we stopped by their table. "I see you're back. Daddy said I could. He said I look better than some of the girls in our neighborhood. You are very pretty, Sophia. You may have discovered something about yourself that you didn't know before, but remember not to flaunt it. Just embrace who you are as a girl and live life to the fullest." "Janet is right," Ashley chimed in. "This can be challenging, especially for your parents. You'll need to find a way for Sophia to visit occasionally, but I believe you can do it. Good luck." After shaking their hands, Ashley and I began to walk away, but her father stopped us at the door. "She's like you, isn't she? I mean, she'll grow up to be like you." "Sir," I replied, "Sophia may be similar to us. She might enjoy dressing up occasionally and feel content that way. Or she might realize that she's meant to be a girl, in which case your role is to love her, support her, and guide her. Putting on a dress won't drive her crazy," Ashley added. "But if you try to stop her, especially if she believes it's right for her, then she might rebel, become secretive, and deceive you. You don't want that, and I'm sure she doesn't either. I just never imagined my son would look like this." I finished his thought. "Or that she would love it." "Yes." He appeared somewhat frustrated, but managed a smile as he informed us that they had decided to take Sophia home with them. I departed that day and haven't had any contact with them since, though it's possible I might. They have my contact information. I'm certain Sophia, the girl they discovered, will become a regular presence in their household, and judging by her mother's demeanor, she'll grow up to be a lady through and through. And cute, too. While this account did occur, as with all things, names are altered and details vary slightly. It could have been a girl we gave a makeover to, just to demonstrate her true beauty, or was it a boy, as described? There were 120 witnesses who saw the individual in the silver dress with a radiant smile. Was it a boy or a girl? That's for you to decide.